Okay, so aside from everything being physical, and I'm still learning this social media deal, so it did cut out. But anyway, aside from me having some physical effects from the stress that I was dealing with within our marriage, it was also a lot of spiritual abuse that was going on as well, as far as, my husband getting behind the pulpit, his family getting behind the pulpit and pushing certain narratives about what marriage is, what marriage should be, what the household looks like, how the household should be ran. And based on those narratives, I allowed my husband to run our house, and especially the finances. And it got to the point to where I remember thinking like, man, it seemed like I can't do anything, because there were a lot of things I wanted to do, especially since we didn't have little bitty baby kids. Every single one of our kids were adults, with the exception of my youngest son, who at the time, when everything started to kind of unfold, he was maybe 16, 17 years old. But I do remember thinking like, man, I want to do more, but it seemed like it's never enough. And it seemed like to always be enough for my husband to do what he wanted to do, going to set, taking trips or whatever. But whenever I would want to do something, my husband would say, oh yeah, you could do it, you could do it, you could do it. But then the caveat to that was, well, but you're going to leave with $60. Why would I leave the state I live in? Why would I leave the city I live in to go hang out and do things with only 40, $60 on me? Okay. And then with that same caveat came when I started asking questions like, okay, what's happening? Why is the money looking like this? I got pretty much interrogated, like, why are you asking me questions like that? You don't trust me with the money? You think I'm doing something wrong with the money? And so I felt guilty for even asking those type of questions as it related to the finances. So that's why it got to a point where I wasn't asking questions about the finances, because it became a headache.